So let's start by relieving some of that pressure in the head. Coming from child's pose, take your forearms down to the ground and then put the pressure in your arms rather than on your head or neck, and start to roll across the top of your head from the hairline all the way towards the back of the head. You can move diagonally, you could move back and forth, feeling those lovely pressure points all across the top of the head and opening up the back of the neck, making some space for the blood to flow. And then releasing back into child's pose. Slide your hands forward again, and then walk your knees back, lifting your bum into the air and stretching into the chest. Walk the hands as far forward as feels comfortable and allow your chest, your heart center to melt towards the ground. If it feels good, you could bend into the elbows and bring the palms together, lifting the hands up and over the head, deepening the stretch underneath your arms and into the chest. Take some deep breaths in and out, making space for your lungs to breathe. Releasing the forearms down to the ground. Take your hands directly underneath the shoulders and come into some cat-cows to release tension and compression along the spine, rounding the back as you exhale and arching the back as you inhale. Coming back to stillness, slide one arm underneath the other, resting on that side of your face to stretch out the back of the shoulder, the space between the shoulder blades and the spine. Nice deep breaths. Again, the bum is lifted, opening up the space around the upper back. Come over to the other side whenever you're ready. And then pressing your hand down into the ground, eventually sliding yourself out of the shape, coming back onto your hands and knees, and maybe releasing the spine with another few cat-cows, or dropping the head down to the ground and rolling into those pressure points across the top of the head. Once again, sink your hips down to the heels, releasing the arms by the side of the body, and rest in child's pose, breathing into the back body, relaxing the forehead down to the earth. Now sliding your hands forward, press the palms into the ground and lift up through the hips, coming to downward facing dog. Stretching one heel at a time, releasing the chest by drawing it towards the thighs. Move into your down dog in any way that feels good, releasing the back body. Dropping back down to the knees, releasing through the spine once again. Cat-cow, deep breaths. Come back to your downward facing dog. And then take your right knee over to your right wrist. The right foot comes to the left wrist. We're coming into pigeon and then lying down in sleeping swan. You could take a pillow underneath your hip for some extra support here. Be mindful of the knees and allow yourself to drop deep into that juicy stretch in your hips. Here, if you wish, you could press on liver 3 point or large intestine 4, two really lovely pressure points to relieve tension in the head. And I'll show you where these are in another video. Come over to the other side, through downward facing dog, left knee to left wrist, and let your body sink. Take deep sighing breaths, release into your hips. Starting to slide your palms down to the ground so you can lift yourself back up and come to a seat, bringing the soles of the feet together. Allow your knees to drop out to wherever they drop out to, and then fold yourself forward, rounding through the back, allowing the weight of your head to drop down to the earth. And again, you could hold on to the liver 3 points in the feet here, to relieve the pressure, the tension from the head. Deep breaths into the back. It doesn't matter how far down you come. Allow the spine to lengthen and release. Starting to roll up through the spine. Take your hands onto your knees and come into a normal cross-legged position. And then lift up through the chest on the inhalation and round through the back on the exhalation. Some seated cat-cows to open and release the spine. Allow the chin to drop down to the chest. Release the hands to the side of your body. And then roll the head all the way over so that the ear comes directly on top of the shoulder. Move through both sides, opening up the side of the neck, and stretch the fingertips out to the floor to increase the stretch along the top of the shoulder. Bringing the chin back down to the chest, you could find some gall bladder points that are just underneath the base of the skull. And again, I'll show you where these are in another video. Great for relieving pressure from the head. Deep breaths as you press the thumbs underneath your occiput, that bony ridge at the bottom of your skull. And here you can give yourself a nice, strong massage into the head, all around the temples, the back of the head, styling up your hair nicely for the day ahead. Roll all the way back. Stretch your arms above the head, lengthen out the legs, and take a deep breath in, stretching your fingertips as far away from your toes as you can. Sigh your exhalation out and let your body relax. And again, breathing in and out. Take the legs over to one side and keeping the bum connected to the floor, take your upper body over to that same side, coming into a banana shape, Bananasana. Breathe into the side of the body, feeling the space between your rib cage, opening up the area for your lungs to breathe even deeper. And then coming over to the other side whenever you're ready. Hips stay connected to the ground, just taking the upper body and the lower body over to the other side. You could hook one foot on top of the other, hold on to the wrist to increase the stretch, or just keep it simple and breathe into the side of the body. Smooth down the face, relieving pressure from the face, from the chest, from your head. Hug the knees into the chest. And then take the soles of the feet up to the sky, taking hold of the outer edges of your feet, coming into a happy baby. And move into your happy baby in any way that feels good, relieving the pressure from the lower back and the hips. Finally release. In an ideal world, get somebody to bring you a delicious breakfast, or in a not so ideal world, go make it yourself.